Welcome. It's December 31st, 2024, New Year's Eve, and it's a Tuesday. So today I'm going to do a Tanifuji Tabac Tuesday Trifecta shave. That's the most alliteration that I can come up with the day before 2025. Mostly this is an opportunity for me to thank all of you who interact with me here on YouTube, on Reddit, on the Lemmy Federated server, and on the Mastodon Federated server. I appreciate your interaction. I would not be doing social media without you. In particular, the 400 or so, I don't know the number, I don't keep track, but there's over 400 people who have actually subscribed to me on YouTube, and I truly appreciate that support and enjoy interacting with you, your comments and your questions. So thank you. I hope all of you have a great 2025. I know I'm looking forward to it. So let's get this shave started. Today, as I mentioned, we'll be using Tabac. We will be using this Tanifuji Spalding razor, along with the Tabac Aftershave. Oh, there we go. Tabac Aftershave, as well as the Tabac Eau de Toilette. Okay, let's get going. And to break the red theme, I'm going to use the 31 millimeter Zenith brush made specifically for the Wetshaving group on Reddit. We call this the Moar. You can't get those. Yeah, that's a one and done production. All right, let's get going. Loading as always from the Tabac tub. Wonderful brush. This brush is really, really good for loading heavily. It's been soaking. I just got out of the shower, so sort of a midday shower and shave for me. I've been out in the forest, or the urban forest. I live in the burbs. So I go out in the forest every day and visit the urban critters. The kind of hunting we do here in the burbs is we hunt for food at the supermarket. So I like to go and hang out with the critters, even though I'm not a predator. My plans for New Year's Eve, pretty uneventful. The days of going out and partying are gone. Not that appealing to me. I don't want to wake up on the first of the year with a hangover. So I will probably watch a little TV, have some bourbon or rum, smoke a cigar or maybe two, and that'll be it. Probably listen to some music. I'm pretty sure this Tanifuji has a Zenith edge. Certainly feels that way. Here it's one of my Japanese razors. This is like a lot of Japanese razors. This is kind of half hollow. It's hollow ground, but not fully hollow ground in the sense that some of them are. Yeah, it could be. And my idea of hollow ground is heavily biased by the Philharmonica series, the 14 series, which maybe is extra hollow ground. The edge feels wonderful on this razor. Very, very stiff. The Japanese steel tends to be very firm. This is Swedish steel, but grinding and heat treatment was done by Tanifuji. Steel is very hard. Edge feels very stiff. Not a lot of flex there. I like to even in between passes, I'm sure you've noticed that I re-wet the face. The idea there is to awaken any residual slickness that might be there. I'm a big proponent of lots of wetness, lots of slickness, especially for straight razor shaving. Pretty much following my patterns. Now I started down the wet shaving as a hobby path in 2021. So if you count that up, that's 4 years, 2021, 22, 23, 24, completed of being in the wet shaving hobby. I don't see myself getting tired of it. Mainly because I enjoy the actual shaving experience combined with the hobby of collecting stuff. And as you might imagine, I've gone overboard on the collecting of stuff. So, being a daily shaver gives me an opportunity to use all my gear. And being a straight shaver gives me an opportunity to hone my razors. In addition to those that are sent to me by other people for honing. And I enjoy that very much. I'm always willing to I'm very happy to hone razors for those who are experienced and just don't have the time to hone to do their own honing. And that's more people than you think. And not everybody enjoys it that much. I mean, obviously I do. What am I doing here? Sometimes you think you have all this stuff on autopilot, or I think I have this stuff on autopilot, and I get to talking and realize that I don't. So how about New Year's resolutions? What are you planning to do in 2025? I'm sure we're all planning to lose a lot of weight and get fit. In my case, I'm planning to do that by getting out on the trails more. I normally do a part of my recreational activity is trail hiking, but I kind of stopped. I typically don't do a lot of that here in Maryland when it gets hot and buggy. On a lot of our trails, there's a lot of undergrowth, and I like to bushwhack a little bit. So, you know, when you do that in the summer, you get all kinds of bugs and thorns and things that are really just not a problem in the other 3/4 of the year. But this year, I didn't really pick it up again in the fall, and that's a shame because another hobby of mine is photography, and I like getting out and making woodland photos, landscape photos, the occasional wildlife photo. Now another resolution of mine is to read this book, John Verhoeven's book on steel, and to reread Larry Thomas's book, also on well, knives, but also on knife steels. Now, I've read the knife engineering book before it when it came out, but that was like 4 years ago. So my mind is like a sieve. Very little stays in there anymore. So I'm going to reread both of those books, hopefully in January. I'll be starting John Verhoeven's book right away. I like learning these things. In a more academic way. But a lot of the interest that I have in going through that material comes from having interacted over email with Tim Zawada, whose Iwasaki razor I now own. And I've really enjoyed that interaction. It's email, but I've really enjoyed that. Really interesting guy, my kind of guy. He smelts his own steel. He has a induction method of smelting the steel in a crucible that he has developed himself. Very cool stuff if you're into that. My education, my formal education, such as it is all about electrons and electromagnetism. I have a little bit of undergrad in material science. But you know, all that was so far back in time that I've forgotten it. When you're my age, you generally have forgotten more than you ever knew. Okay. So those are resolutions that the book reading, I think that's a resolution I'll probably keep because I'm really, really interested in it. The rest of them, you know. You see me doing a lot of stretching. Stretching works for me. I saw Martin of Martin Shaves today say on his December 31st video say that really you don't need to stretch if your razor is sharp enough. I have to say, as much as I appreciate Martin, I disagree with that. I think each person has different beard, different skin. Just notice some of the other shavers. Barber Dave, who shaves other people, so he's an expert. You'll notice he stretches all the time. Leon, long haul tanker, who takes an hour to shave, he's always stretching. So it's unlikely that Martin's edges are that much sharper than the rest of us, although they may be. But what I'm really getting at is you should find what works for you. If you get a better, smoother shave by stretching, then do it. You don't need to. There's no. You know, the better way of shaving is the one that works for you. All right, I'm sitting here drying my razor. I'm going to pause and put it down, and then I'll be right back. Really nice shave today. And I'm gone with the color matching towel for today. This is not a, this is just a normal towel, not a car detailing super fluffy towel. It's all about the color matching. Going for the, here's the Tabac Aftershave. Going for the coordination with the red and on the Tabac products. Okay. Let me know what your resolutions are in the comments if you're so inclined. You can limit them to shaving if you wish. Let's do the eau de toilette. I'm doing the business of putting on my wrists. All right, we're done. Thank you very much. I really appreciate your watching if you stayed this long. And we will see you in the next one. Cheers. Oh, and Happy New Year to everybody. Bye.